The greatest Athenian hero was Theseus. He had so many great adventures and took part in so many great enterprises that they grew up saying in Athens, "Nothing without Theseus." He was the son of the Athenian king Augeas, and he spent his youth, however, in his mother's home in a city of southern Greece. Our first scene opens with Theseus as a young man.
Mother, I come to ask you your permission for me to seek my father. Will you grant me permission?
Theseus, years ago your father hid in the hollow and under the stone items you will need to seek him. If you are able to lift the stone, then the time has come. You have grown up strong, far beyond the others, and I am proud of you.
Got it. With the sword given to me by my father, King Aegeus, I am ready to seek him to Athens.
I grant you permission to have a ship ready for your disposal prepared by your grandfather to take you to the Athens.
Theseus, my beloved grandson, set sail on the ship your mother and I have made ready for your journey. Your journey will be swift and safe.
I can't do that. My journey may be long and dangerous, but to not face it would be fleeing from danger, and this is not who I am. I will travel to Athens by land to meet my father. Farewell.
Bye, guys. Bye, Theseus.
Theseus's journey was long and very hazardous because of the bandits on the road, and he killed them all. He left not one alive to trouble future travelers. Theseus's idea of dealing with justice was simple but very effective. What each criminal had done to others, Theseus did to him. His reputation grew as he traveled across Greece, freeing the people of the horrible bandits. By the time he reached Athens, he was known far and wide as a hero, and was invited to a banquet by King Augeas, who was unaware that Theseus was actually his son.
Medea, I have invited a young man by the name of Theseus to a banquet tonight in his honor. My men tell me he is known throughout Greece as a hero for ridding the country of scoundrels and criminals. He is becoming a beloved figure to all of Greece.
My king, I have heard of Theseus and how favored he is by Grecians everywhere. I am afraid for you, King Aegeus. What if he plans to come into Athens and overthrow you? If the people of Greece are behind this, what could stop him?
What can I do? If I challenge Theseus or do not honor him for all he has done for Greece, my people will certainly turn on me. And also, he is the strongest, most bravest warrior in the land, and certainly younger than me. I am not sure I would be able to win a fight against him.
I have a plan, my king. Do you trust me? We will invite him in and toast to his bravery and valor. Only you and I will know that we have poisoned his drink. After this, we will not have to worry about him betraying you or any of the treasure. I will poison his cup and ask that we toast him. He will not have the chance to betray you, my king. Leave it to me.
I will trust you, Medea. Bring out the hero Theseus!
Thank you for the invitation, my king. It is an honor to meet you both.
It is I who thank you for your bravery and gallantry throughout Greece. Your reputation has spread throughout Greece, and our travelers now have you to thank for their safety.
Why don't we all drink to Theseus, the new hero of Greece?
Stop! You are my son!
I traveled here to find you, Father.
Oh my God!
King Minos of Crete was a powerful and feared king. None of the countries around him felt they could stand up to him and refuse whatever he demanded. The demands he made from the Athenians and King Augeas were also due to King Augeas' mistreatment and death of King Minos' only son, Androgeus. King Minos had a palace, and inside Minos had built a giant maze, a labyrinth, and at the center of the maze he kept a terrifying monster, the Minotaur, This monster was terrifying. Half man, half bull. It was powerful and savage and loved to eat the flesh of humans who had been shut into the labyrinth by King Minos.
Why do we send these young people to Crete every year? And why is it that none of them ever return?
Because if we did not send them, Minos would wage war on us, and it is a war that we would not win. These 7 young men and 7 young women do not return because they do not go to Crete as slaves. They go as food for the Minotaur.
Father, this is terrible, and we cannot let this go on. We cannot sacrifice any more of our young citizens to this tyrant. When it is time to send the next group, I will go as one of them. I vowed that it is the last time the Minotaur will do this to our people.
I cannot and will not let this happen. To you, my beloved son, there have been others that have tried to slay the Minotaur, and they have died. Please, it would break my heart, and I would be unable to bear it if you were taken away from me.
Father, bravery is who I am. I am not cowardice. I promise you I will be triumphant in protecting our people. I understand the dangers, and I will be successful against the Minotaur. I will return to you, my father, and you will be proud.
I wish you good luck, my son. I shall keep watch for you every day. If you are successful to take down the black sails and replace them with white ones, that way I will know you are coming home safe to Athens, to your father.
I will, my king, my father. Farewell.
When the group to be sacrificed landed in Crete, Theseus volunteered to be the first to enter the labyrinth. From the moment King Minos' daughter Ariadne set eyes on Theseus, she fell in love with him. She decided that she would help him survive the Minotaur, and in exchange he would marry her and take her back to Athens with him. She gave him a great ball of string and told him to tie one end of it to the entrance, and it would help him find his way out of the enormous maze. Theseus walked carefully through the dark, foul-smelling passages of the labyrinth, expecting at any moment to come face to face with the creature. And then it happened. Ariadne was accidentally left behind. When Theseus and the ship realized and had to return for her, Ariadne was dead. Theseus set sail once again for home, devastated about Ariadne, but triumphant in the defeat of the Minotaur. King Augeas, waiting on the cliff at Athens, saw the ship approaching, with its black sails flying in the wind. In despair, the king flung himself from the cliff into the raging waters below, and from that day on, the sea was named in memory of Theseus' father, and to this day it is known as the Augean Sea. One of Theseus' great adventures, he traveled to the country of Amazons and brought one away to be his wife, Antipo, also called Hippolyta. Hippolyta and Theseus had one son named Hippolytus. She loved her new family and she loved Athens. So when the Amazons came to Athens for war in order to bring her home, Hippolyta had to decide which side she would battle for or against.
Even though my fellow Amazons came to rescue me, I will not return without a fight. Athens is my home, and I will defend Athenians to the death.
Athenians are fortunate to have you as their queen and as their defender.
The Amazons have settled at the gates of Athens and hold all the Athenians captive her in our own city. There is no choice but to fight. Theseus, you are known for your bravery against danger and to lead our people through this battle victorious.
Well then, let's fight for each other, fight for our family, and fight for Athens.
Hippolytus has grown into a young man, and his father, Theseus, has taken a new wife, Phreda. Hippolytus has taken a vow of chastity and refuses to worship the goddess Aphrodite, but instead he chooses to honor the goddess of the hunt, Artemis. This makes Aphrodite put into motion a plan for vengeance against Hippolytus. She makes his stepmother Freda fall in love with him.
Please let the others know where I am. I'm going to the courtyard to kneel before the statue of Artemis, the pure goddess of the hunt, and honor her for her protection and her purity.
My lord, the goddess Aphrodite asks that you worship and honor her. Aren't you frightened that you will anger her? Her vengeance and wrath is something to be feared. I'm afraid she will try to destroy you, my lord.
I am not worried, because when you seek what is pure and noble, it can never be wrong. It can never be the wrong choice. Look at how my father, Theseus, has always been brave and a protector. I want to make him proud of me.
I understand, my lord. I just do not think it wise to anger Aphrodite in the process.
The nursemaid tells Hippolytus of Freda's love. He reacts with furious tirade on his hatred of women and threatens to tell Theseus everything when he arrives. Freda believes she is ruined, so she goes inside and hangs herself. Theseus returns and discovers his wife's body. Theseus discovers a letter which asserts that she was hurt by Hippolytus and enraged. Theseus curses his son to death, or at least exile. To execute the curse, Theseus calls upon his father, Poseidon, who has promised to grant his son 3 wishes. Hippolytus promises his innocence, but showing his wife's letter as proof, Theseus exiles his son from the kingdom.
My lady, you must eat. You haven't eaten for 3 days, and I'm worried for your health. You haven't slept, you haven't eaten, and I know there is something gravely wrong. Won't you trust me and tell me what problem is disturbing you?
I must tell you so that you can help me. I am desperately in love with Hippolytus, and rather than be disloyal and bring shame on my family, my children, and on my dear husband, who is King Theseus, I will starve myself to death and leave this world with my honor. So help me by keeping my secret and just let me die.
Sire, it is your son, and he is dying. Hippolytus got in his chariot to leave the kingdom as he ordered. A bull roared out of the sea, frightening his horses, which dashed his chariot, moving the rocks, dragging Hippolytus behind. Please, sire, help him.
He is suffering on his own hand, his own desire, the lies and horrible treatment of me and my wife. Please, Pedro are unforgivable.
He is innocent and never harmed or loved Queen Pedra. He only wanted you to be proud of him.
Because of this letter in my wife's own handwriting, I cannot believe him. His suffering is just and deserved.
King Theseus, you have been greatly deceived by Aphrodite. You see, she cursed your wife and your son, and none of what Phaedra wrote in the letter is true. Your son is innocent. Don't let him die without your apology and remorse. And Hippolytus, forgive your father in turn, for he has been deceived by Aphrodite. I will see that she pays for this.
My son, you are so brave and noble. Please forgive me.
As my beloved goddess Artemis as my witness, I forgive you, Father. I love you.
Theseus, in his sorrow, leaves and goes to the court of his friend, King Lycomedes, who kills Theseus. As to why, you ask? That is a mystery of which the answer is left to be known by the gods.